is Sarah Lobegeiger de Rodriguez, the Chief Speech Pathologist at Voice Science, Melbourne's premier accent reduction and voice consulting centre located on Collins Street in the CBD. I also work in the area of PTE Academic exam preparation. And today I want to outline for you some key pronunciation tips that can reduce your fear when you are reading in the PTE Academic exam. Many of you may encounter some difficulties when you deal with contractions. Contractions are actually designed to make English more efficient, faster and easier. However, many non-native speakers do struggle with how to say the contractions and instead take the full form of the word. Now, some algorithms, although I don't have them, for PTE Academic may be assessing the amount of time it takes you to complete a reading passage. Therefore, my recommendation is that you throw in contractions as much as possible where you see them written and be true to them. So this video is a quick guide in the pronunciation of English contractions using a standard Australian accent. Obviously, there are a few ways we can contract contractions. The first way is not to contract yourself and freak out. Another way is to include a T for the negative contractions, the contractions that link with not. I recommend using the T. Although many Australian speakers will delete the T and create a different sound called the glottal stop, it's going to make life much easier to use the T because that's what you see written to start with. Okay, so let's make a start. Our first one is it's. It's. This one is short for, obviously, it is. It is. But when we contract it, I just want you to feel that your stomach kicks with high air pressure at the end of the sound, and you're going to liaise a T and an S, so we get it's. It's. The next contraction is aren't. Aren't. Short for are not. This contraction also sounds the same as the word aunt, as in my Aunt Liz. So make sure that it sounds the same as you'd pronounce this word, aunt. The next contraction can cause some big dramas because it can easily come out as a swear word, a very rude swear word that's quite offensive to women, so do take care. I want you to make sure you have a nice long jaw position. So place your hand in line with your Adam's apple and you're going to drop your jaw that deep. Can't, can't, can't. If it goes too short, you'll get cunt, cunt, but we want can't, can't. That way you'll never sound rude. That's an important one. The next one, short for could not, is couldn't, couldn't. If you see did not contracted with the apostrophe, make sure you say didn't, didn't. Note how this one sounds very similar to couldn't. So we've got couldn't and didn't. To contract had not, you just need to do the same thing as the last two. Hadn't, hadn't. We also do the same for third person singular. So he has not or she has not becomes hasn't, hasn't. Make sure there's voice running through the S in that word. So you see the S, but you need voice because it comes from the root word has, which needs voice. So this one will be hasn't, hasn't. Now, another one, haven't, haven't. So this is what we're using for they have not, haven't, haven't. Ensure you get a V, not an F. We can't say haven't, we need haven't. Isn't, isn't, short for is not. This one will also contain voicing on the S, so we get is plus not, which becomes isn't, isn't. Let us will reduce to let's, let's. Very similar to it's. Notice that? Let's, it's. So just make your stomach kick the air. It's, let's. That is will become that's, that's. So we're going to de-voice the S there. The letter S will be voiceless as it appears, that's. One of the hardest ones is due to the position of a W at the start. The vowel can become distorted according to the W, and this is one that I don't really hear many people using enough. So watch and notice my mouth movement. Weren't. Weren't. My lips stay round from the W, though an E appears to be written there with the letter E. So we can't go weren't, we need weren't. This one here I always have a chuckle with. Waddle. Waddle is short for what will. So what will you do today? We can say what'll you do today? What'll you do today? Can be a little bit tricky with the D and the L joining, but just think of the word we use to describe how a duck walks. A duck waddles. So this is the same, what'll you do? Waddle. We also have what are, which will become what are, or water. Better to use just water. Just put a soft D in the middle. Water. A little bit like water. Water. What are you doing? Another one like let's and it's and that's is what's. What's. What is he doing? What's he doing? Let's take two more negatives. So we have won't. Won't for will not. Won't. And wouldn't. Wouldn't for would not. This was just a very short video. I hope you find it helpful. The main purpose of the video is to break down any fears or concerns you have about contractions. Now that you've heard the individual contracted words, I want you to try to go through your academic PTE reading passages. Spot the contractions, print off a handout, circle the words, and do some practice reading, making sure that the true sounds occur. If you have any concerns about pronunciation, fluency, and overall speaking scores for the PTE, I also strongly recommend that you check our online training hub, the Voice Science PTE Academic Speaking, Fluency and Pronunciation module. You can purchase this module for 10 days access. Head over to our website at thevoicescience.com and check the PTE Speaking Hub. In this hub, I share with you a training program designed around 4 core modules to equip you to master and improve your PTE speaking scores. The training approach is based on speech pathology. I am sharing with you information about how sounds are produced and also how fluency can be coded during the exam, as well as some key strategies to implement into your daily practice routine to get you ready for the PTE Academic. The benefit of this training program is personalised feedback. At the start of the program, you submit your recordings. These baseline measures are used to compare against your post-training recordings at the end of the modules. I will provide you with tailored feedback on the basis of your sound wave and apply speech pathology principles to assist you in improving your fluency and pronunciation scores. If you've got any questions about the PTE Speaking Hub, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than happy to talk about this package that I've developed to assist you. Have a great day. Ciao!